The all-new Google Pixel 6. It's smart enough to make photobombers go poof. With Magic Eraser. On the first ever all-Google phone. Google Pixel 6. For all you are.
The History of the PRC by Doja Venice. Who is Mao Zedong? Mao Zedong was a Confucian-hating liberal who was obsessed with Sun Yat-sen. He overthrew the government in 1949, and the escapees fled to Taiwan. He also was a huge member of the Long March, which basically helped a ton with Mao Zedong taking over the government. Also killed a ton of businessmen, and he gave the money to the poor, but it's fine, he's like Robin Hood, right guys? Yeah. He also did the 3 anti and 5 anti campaign, which, first of all, is a stupid name. Like 3 plus 5 is 8. It could have been just a 8 anti campaign, but no, it's either 3 and 5. But despite of the stupid name, it ruined the economies of Shanghai, Tianjin, and Chongqing. He also started the anti-rightist movement, which was basically an excuse to kill people, which are usually smart. And this suggests that all rightists are very, very smart. He also tried to end the friendship with the USSR very hard and didn't like them at all, as most people would assume. Which is very weird because most propaganda makes them seem like a gay couple. But Mao Zedong was also famous for the Great Leap Forward, in quotations, and the Cultural Revolution. And the political officials were really scared of Mao, so they just told him that everything was fine and you don't have to worry about anything. Which made him think that everything is fine. The Cultural Revolution also had many starvations. He also forced them to do collective farming. Now, what is collective farming? Well, collective farming is the basis of multiple civilizations like the Aztecs, the Iroquois, and the Russian Empire. Which is why many countries today allow people to voluntarily do collective farming. The problem that China did was that they forced them to. But it wasn't that bad. They banned opium, child marriages, and foot binding. They also had a backyard blast furnace plan, which made citizens make steel in their backyard, which was very effective. But compared to all the other things they did, it doesn't even come close. But this was just the second. The first one made the gross output of agriculture go from 30% to 56%. They had also doubled the heavy industry, and the grain and rice production went through the roof, which makes sense why they would do it again. But the Great Leap Forward permanently damaged China for a long time. Now, let's move on to the Cultural Revolution. The Cultural Revolution basically made it seem that made Mao Zedong seem and look that it doesn't look that his country is not communist enough. So he made the Red Guard, which is basically an army made out of university students. There's also this little red book, which is basically the same thing as the Holy Bible for every Chinese person at the time. He also started revolutions in his own country because they weren't quote-unquote communist enough. And then those revolutions fought against each other. It ended in 1969, but technically ended in 1976, like being very dumb in general. But then Mao Zedong died, and Hua Guofeng was here to take over. Then the Gang of Four was preying on his downfall, which was the support group for Mao Zedong. And on October 6th, 1976, they were arrested. And people were really happy because that was a symbol of the end of the Cultural Revolution. And that's why people really liked Hua Guofeng. Not only did he arrest the Gang of Four, but he also made multiple propaganda of himself, making him seem like the best leader ever. But Hua Guofeng made him seem like a monarchy, with Mao Zedong being the god. But his ideas were really stale, and made him seem like a clone of Mao Zedong. But he also opened up more schools, and made nuclear and space programs. Then Deng Xiaoping took over. He was really obsessed with having good relations with the US, and he is considered to be one of the best leaders of China. And Deng Xiaoping had more ruling experience than Hua Guofeng, and made him seem like he had more fresh ideas than Hua Guofeng's stale ideas. He also set up term limits, which basically made it so presidents and leaders couldn't lead forever. He also made the 863 program, which helps university students. And while for the negotiations of Hong Kong with Britain, he created the One Country, Two Systems enactment, which basically made Hong Kong, Macau, and future to be Taiwan, as they said, they will be an autonomous region of China, well, with having their own economic systems, but officially being part of China. But after Tiananmen Square, this age was over. Only 9% of you are subscribed, and the Chinese government is running after me. So please subscribe.